right, Sophie King Cool here with John Wayne Bobbitt. How you doing, man?
Hey, very good. How's it hanging there, buddy?
Better than you, I bet.
Yeah, I dated my old girlfriend, Christina, last night. And, she was a Playboy. I dated with her the first time. And seen her 25 years. She looks different.
Well, it's been 25 years for you, right? That's the anniversary year.
Yeah, I still got it, man. Still got it. It's 25 years. Yeah. But, the Christina, she's a Playboy. She did the Playboy. We're supposed to get married at the Playboy Mansion. But she screwed that up. She was working as a dancer. Hot little girl, hot numbers and everything. She's kind of like a player. I was studying comedy at the time in California. So I called out the wedding. So after I got man, Howard Stern was the best man to do it. Yeah. So anyway, she was really into me, yesterday. Went to the club. We went to, can't say it. Can't see all the dirty details.
Did you meet her before or after the incident?
After. I went on a tour and went up to Las Vegas. And my first stop was at Pawn Stars. At the time, 25 years ago, when we were just starting out. And I just heard the old man died. Rick Harrison's father.
Yep.
But 25 years ago, I knew those guys. They set me up in an area where people were lined up to get some signatures and pictures, some T-shirts. So I was just a little meet and greet there, and then I went to a party at some strip club. And that's where I met, the girl I dated, Michigan. And it was crazy, man. It's wild. Yeah.
Now, you've been very vocal lately about telling the truth, of getting the truth out of what happened all those years ago.
Yeah. Well, no one ever understood it except for, Lorena and, the prosecutor. I didn't understand it. My defense team didn't understand it. Until recently, I guess. I think it had a lot to do with, it had nothing to do with Lorena. It had a lot to do with her boss. It pretty much orchestrated everything as far as getting her off. She was like the puppet master, behind the curtain. And she never exposed herself, but she had everything to do with, making the story up, bringing it to the prosecutor, seducing him, Beautiful lady, blonde, blue-eyed, owned a Tina Beauty salon, very successful lady, very intelligent. So she was the one that, made it all happen for Lorena. You know what I mean? She's the one that, made the system fail by, politics. Get politics involved, and but she runs works for a publishing company or something like that, called Stay Bound Books. She's the CEO of the whole East Coast. Just to give you an example, what kind of person that we didn't know we were dealing with at the time. You know what I mean? She was the Johnny Cox case,
Now, you guys had a violent relationship going out through the times. I remember you told me a story one time where Lorena actually stabbed you in the leg with a fork. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. She was the abusive one. I was never the abusive one. Lorena abused me. She abused her boss, the one that protected her, by embezzling money from her. She abused her mother. She beat up her mother. So she was the abuser. She was the violent one. She was all, cute and innocent and all that, but when she gets mad, look out.
Well, tell me the story of the time that she stabbed you.
She's not behind a wall lies. She made up all this stuff that she was abused, and there's no proof of evidence ever that I abused her. Zero. Like the night when she cut my penis off. There was no sign of violence at all, except for me bleeding to death in the hospital. No sign of violence. Not one scratch on her. She did it because she thought I was being unfaithful. Well, I already told her I would divorce her. I was moving out anyways. That already upset her. So then, basically, I studied all this stuff, been researching it for a long time. Women do not cut a man's penis off because of battery or rape or anything like that. They don't do that. They do it because of infidelity or malicious abandonment. They don't do it for any reason. I mean, you look at all the cases, you look it up, and it's all because a man was cheating on the girl. You know what I mean? There's like probably 17 cases before mine where a woman cut her man's penis off. You know what I mean? And then afterwards, there was like 150 cases after my case in 93. 1836, 1993, 17 cases with unfaithful men getting their penis cut off by their wives. And after my case, it was over 150. Because it's a deep-seated emotional pain. You know what I mean? Sometimes words can hurt mightier than a sharpest sword. And words can hurt. You can say something to somebody, the right wrong moment, they go kill themselves. I had a friend, John Cobb, who was like a family, he's like a brother to me and my brothers. And he was probably going through a state of depression, and his girlfriend broke up with him one day. When I went home, got in his car, took a double-barrel shotgun, blew his head off. And his mother found him the next day. So that's what Lorena was going through. She was going through that deep-seated emotional pain. I didn't know. I told her I wanted a divorce. I didn't know that hurt her. I didn't know how, emotionally hurt she was, how much pain she was going through. She shielded it. She hid it. She cried and said she didn't believe in divorce and she wanted to stay married. And she tried all that, make-up sex, afterwards. But I said, no, it's not working. You married me because you wanted citizenship and can't migrate. You're a family here. But,
no.
So that's the whole truth of the case. So she got mad because she thought she was going to lose me, not only me, but her citizenship too.
Now, what was your relationship like leading up to that day? Like the few days beforehand, how was she? Was she fighting with you? Was she standoffish?
Well, there's a lot of misconception about the volatility of our relationship. In the beginning, before I left her, there was some, there's volatile, but not battery. There was just, we fought like young kids do.
Well, besides the time when she stabbed you with the fork.
Yeah, that was, I'm a Marine, so I had get my penis cut off. Like, no big deal. I told Lorena, don't worry about it. It's just a scratch.
And she
I told Lorena, you almost killed me, And then she wanted me to hurt as much as she was hurting. You know what I mean? Or if I can't have you know them, well, kind of a combination. Well, good. I can't have you know it. I'm taking this with me. And then the defense team tried to turn around and make it look like, she got the thing that hurt her the most. No, she had a lot of fun with that thing, believe me. She had a lot of fun with it. Yeah, because we read books on all that stuff, sexual pleasure. You know what I mean?
Right.
She was really into it. So, that's why she got mad. When the detectives asked her, why'd you do it? And she said, he's greedy and selfish. He had an orgasm and I didn't. He's greedy and he's selfish. So I pulled back the sheets and I cut him. So apparently, I came home late. I was tired and I couldn't give her an orgasm. She got mad.
So you guys had sex.
She tried to do the makeup sex though.
You guys had sex the night that she cut off your penis.
Yeah, she had Plan A and Plan B. Plan A was win him back, patch it up, or cut his penis off. Kind of like Jodi Arias. She did the same thing to her boyfriend. Well, she basically stabbed him 29 times because she stalked him like the man stalked me. She was possessive, and they broke up, and Jodi Arias had basically said had access to his online media and his voicemail. She had access to everything, and she kept track of what he was doing. They split up. She was in California at the time, and we had a breakup, and he was back down in Chandler, Arizona. So when she found out that he was seeing this other girl, she had just graduated, classy girl and all that, and they developed a relationship, and he bought an engagement ring for her. And she found out about that, but he didn't know nothing about her knowing that. So she had basically got in a car, put all these gas cans in her car full so she wouldn't be detected. Drove all the way down there and tried to basically win him over. He was in the shower and she was taking pictures. And basically, he was basically, they were at it. So no, it's not working out. I'm moving on. She got pissed. Started stabbing him. Stabbing him in the shower. I'll have to fury like a woman spoon.
Do you
stabbing him in the shower, and he gets weaker and weaker, and tried to defend himself. And he pulled all the floors, crawling down the hallway. She kept stabbing him. He went down, so she pulled his head back, cut his neck ear to ear, like a coup de grace,
Do you think that you would...
all that violence because of deep-seated emotional pain.
You think if you would have gave her an orgasm that night, she wouldn't have cut your penis off?
I'm trying to get cute, huh? I was just probably, if she would have waited until in the morning to talk to me, she was just trying to talk to me. I was thinking about the divorce and separate, I hurt her feelings. I did it again and again and again because I left her twice before, and this is the final time. And she kind of knew that I was living there because my best friend and I was in Buffalo, and I got a basically found a new place to move out with him. When she arrived, knocked on the door, she knew it was open. She had no idea that I was planning on leaving until he arrived and knocked on the door. And, we're supposed to move out. But I made a mistake. I should have moved out. I didn't. She said, oh, no, I'll move out. You keep the apartment. So I stayed there, and she pretended like she was moving out for 2 days. She just hung around. You know what I mean? So, if a woman's being abused, why would she hang around? I don't understand it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
It's a big lie. It's all a big lie to cover up her vicious attack on me, because she was hurt emotionally. She couldn't control her anger. And she's proven it many times.
So, walk me through the rest of that night. After...
I've never been a violent man, right? You know that. Have I ever hit you?
No, never.
Huh?
No.
No, never hit anybody. Everybody will tell you that. Not a violent man. All my friends and family I always tell you that I was always the one to try to break up, fight.
So walk me through the rest of the night, John. After she cut your penis out, did you wake up immediately, or what happened?
Oh yeah, I sprung up and I saw the blood, and sprung up in bed, saw the blood everywhere. I was in shock. I was confused. I was thinking, what the hell happened? I'm like, but this is like early '90s, and that's when Freddy Krueger, the Jason were really big,
Right.
So I'm thinking, well, who the fuck did it? Is it Jason? No, it couldn't be Jason. It had to be Freddy, because I was sleeping. And I swear to God, that's what I thought. I thought Freddy Krueger came through the wall and fucking cut the penis off.
Now,
I couldn't believe it.
Did you see her running out of the room or no?
I could not believe what happened to me. And I was thinking, I thought it once if somebody ran out of the room. But I couldn't really tell. Now her uncle says, he did it. I talked to her uncle all the time because her uncle and her had an affair when they were 15 years old in Venezuela. And their mother basically separated. Well, they moved. They lived in Venezuela, and when their mother and father discovered they were having an affair, they moved to Caracas, Venezuela, which is farther north. And then they continued the relationship. Their mother got pissed, her brother having sex with their daughter, So they moved to, they had her shipped to Virginia to stay with her aunt. And that's how she got here as an immigrant. She was brought over on a student visa. I didn't know all this. I just and her mother and her uncle has been talking to me, about all this because her mother's pissed off about, this whole thing. She's a very virtuous woman, is Catholic, and she's tired of the lies and the cover.
So why would her uncle say that he's the one who cut off your penis?
Well, he wants to he wants to make a declaration, basically, what he knows. No, he's basically saying he persuaded her to do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Kind of persuaded her. Just cut his fingers on it. Yeah, let's do it. You know? She didn't want a divorce. But, basically, he was here, but he wanted to say he did it because, he had a lot of influence.
Right.
Yeah.
So when she left, I understand she took a Game Boy as well as your penis out the door?
Yeah, Game Boy and $100. So she was a thief. She embezzled over $7,000 from her boss. Her boss and me, her boss, and her husband, and me and Lorena were friends. We spent a lot of time together at their house, on the boat every weekend, ski trips, at the dinners, at the movies. We hung around like we were family. But when Lorena went to her boss's house, she had to, Janet had to decide who she was, to defend her, Lorena. She didn't want her to go to jail. Who does? And they only remember you do what you can to prevent them from, going to jail. So that's why they had the prosecutor. They got me with sexual abuse, and the prosecutor couldn't get me. He got mad because he thought I had done something because the prosecutor believed their story. We didn't spend a lot of time with the prosecutor. I barely spent any time with him afterwards when I talked to him because he didn't want to hear anything I had to say because it was all one-sided. So the same prosecutor that tried to prosecute me and I was acquitted tried the Lennox case. Same prosecutor. Do that?
No, not.
That should have been illegal. It should have never been done with conflict of interest. You know what I mean?
Now tell me what that's like where you go ahead and have someone cut your penis off, scar you for life mentally and physically, and then you're the one that's being prosecuted. I mean, what was that like for you?
Terrible. I mean, I didn't do nothing. There's no proof of that I did anything, but they went with it anyway. Because of the Janet Masuti, she had the Janet beauty salons. She had a lot of women that were tied in politically. She knew a lot of people. It's not what you know, it's who you know. The old saying. So, Lorena, all I have to do with Janet Masuti. Very intelligent woman. And she should be challenged. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
The prosecutor. Not Lorena. Lorena was just a puppet. That's it. She was just told what to say and what to do, and when to act, and when to cry. Just a puppet.
So you're saying you have...
It's a travesty of justice, man. It's a travesty.
So you're saying you have no ill will towards Lorena, even though she cut off your penis?
I mean, I don't have any ill will toward Lorena. I forgive her, but, I'm just saying that the judicial system failed because, the power of persuasion, influence, whatever, seduction, who knows. And it works. It works. People can be bought.
Now, what has this done to you mentally? I mean, you went from a regular guy to infamy overnight, and then you got people that are for you. They feel.
Why was I a regular guy?
Why were you? Well, you were.
Why did everybody call me Barbell?
Well, yeah, okay, all right. You were.
I worked out all the time. I cycled, swam, trained. Went to the gym. I was junior varsity swim team. After I graduated, I joined the Marines. I don't know. That's kind of like a regular Rambo,
Okay, well, you were a regular Rambo. What I mean is, I don't mean like
right.
Okay.
The combat. All that intense combat training.
I just meant you were a person living their life, you know what I'm saying, without the publicity, without the press, without everyone knowing your name. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yes, you were. Yes, you were. You're a veteran. Thank you for your service, and you did great things.
I think it's a terrible pain to pain, but I handle it well. I mean, most men would have either died or killed themselves. I survived. I stood tall and basically said, all right, shit, I'll just do some porno movies just to say, hey, Lorena, check this out. Look at all these beautiful girls. It still works. But she got mad, too. She didn't like me doing that stuff because she stayed open with me. She didn't like me hanging out with those girls. She still has feelings.
Now, you went ahead and you had a penis enlargement after the incident, is that right?
Yeah, enlargement to the second movie, and then so I got the reattachment surgery, then the augmentation, and then later on, a year ago, I had a reduction.
You went ahead and had a reduction a year ago?
Yeah.
Why did you...
After put it back on, did the reduction.
Why did you decide to do a reduction?
It was ridiculously too big. Ridiculously too big. Serious. I mean, girls, prefer rather it's just too big. Didn't have sex for like 20 years. Too big.
And everything's working for you now. Everything functions fine. And everything's going well for you.
Yeah. Yeah, things working fine now.
Now, I understand that you are in the process of looking for a hidden treasure. Is that right, John?
No. That's right. The Fort Sense hidden treasure. Yeah. Do a lot of research online and on the internet. I mean, for YouTube and watch a lot of videos. There's all kinds of videos out there of people searching for it. And books that I've read. I've actually met the guy who hid the treasure and signed all his books for me. And I think I really know what it is. I haven't gotten there yet.
Now, you recently injured yourself looking for that treasure. Is that right?
Yeah. Because I have neuropathy and nerve damage, and I don't know, can't feel my feet. So if they're hiking around, I've got some damage, some serious damage. I almost lost my leg. So I'm actually at the hospital now, waiting on some appointments. VA hospital. Typical, waiting for an appointment.
So how are you feeling now? Everything good?
I'll call him now to come over here and start playing everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. They signed a new bill that veterans can go to any doctor they want now. So they're waiting in line and dying, waiting for to see a doctor. Yeah.
Now, last year they put out the I, Tonya movie. Do you think they should put out a I, Bobbitt movie?
Well, they should have a different title, maybe like Missing Pieces or something like that.
No, what I'm saying is, would you like your story to be told? I mean, actually, your side of the story.
Yeah, I kind of want to do it the movie version, or and I want to tell my story. I want to do some public speaking on radio and maybe HBO, like Tyson did. Like Tyson told the story.
Right.
Pretty interesting to go through a format like that to explain the whole thing so people can understand it. Not only my case, but other cases, where people have been victimized and people got away with it.
Now, what is that like? I mean, for someone to be known as the guy who got his penis cut off, do people run up to you all the time? Do they ask you to see it? Do you have women that are angry at you, thinking that, well, whatever Lorena said is true?
Well, I think people are starting to understand it more because I get pulled over by police and I got a raw deal on that. So I think that people have a newfound respect because the truth always comes out eventually. But the Santa Pacity is doing a really good job keeping it hidden. But I'm not going to let her, keep it hidden. Now that I understand it, I can bring it forward.
Now, how do you
the details forward? Because there's a lot of information that was suppressed in my case. that people should have known but never knew. And there's still a lot of the information that should have been brought out that could explain the story.
Well, let's talk about some of that.
My case was publicized or televised, because it was a sex crime. They'll publicize televised sex crimes. But Marina's was. Hers was on every news station, the CNN, Court TV, all that stuff, every day. And because it was a malicious wounding case. So, hers was an open, so it was a one-sided story from the get-go. I have all the transcripts of my case, that explains it.
Well, here's your chance right now, John. Let's hear some of your side of the story. Let's get some of that out right now.
Yeah, well, I'm looking for a writer, so if there's any writers out there that want to take on this, write the story, maybe get the synopsis written up. Or literary age wants to handle it. That'd be a good story.
Well, give me some brief examples, John. You know what I mean?
Examples are low. Well, the one of the things that was suppressed was that some Asian girl that came to my house. Was like a day before Lorena did it. On a Monday, she was home from work. Lorena answered the door, and she said I wasn't there. It was a 19-year-old, pretty Asian girl named Kim. She was trying to bring a bike back to me. She bought a bike for me because she hit me on my bike a few days prior.
A motorcycle or a bicycle?
A bicycle, like a 10-speed. Cycle and run.
Okay.
For work, for exercise. It was, the high-powered, superhuman, I would say.
Right.
Like, really, really, in shape, really fit, strong, fast.
Like Rambo.
So, this lady, So she came out of some parking lot and was riding my bike, down the road there, and she hit me, and the ambulance showed up, and it was all banged up, and the bike was crushed, and, I didn't want to sue her. She brought me to her house, and her mom was there, and her bandaged me up, brought me to work. I said, you know where I worked, and she picked me up after work and drove me home. So, she knew where I lived. And so, get your new bike. She was a cute little Asian girl, 19. So when she knocked on the door and I wasn't there, and Lorraine answered and said, no, John's not here. I want you to and me and my friend Robbie, the guy that came there, the supposed to move out with, we were coming for the tour, and I saw her in the parking lot. And the parking lot is just directly underneath the apartment. The second level apartment balcony. So Lorraine probably saw everything and heard everything that was going on. And I hugged her and said, yeah, that's a new bike. Gave me a new bike. She's like, who's this girl? The girl, a 19-year-old Asian girl. And she probably thinks this girl was down here, but Lorraine had no clue who this girl was. So, she goes to the bike and says, oh, yeah, you guys want to come to a party? She invited me and Bobby to a party. So Lorraine is, I already shut down the relationship. Lorraine was all, depressed, upset, hanging around for a few days. Then I was working at a bar across the street from where we lived, working as a bouncer. It was one of my jobs. I had two other jobs I was working. Landscaping and working at the warehouse, bouncing in a nightclub at night. So she said she would stop me and stuff. And girls, they'd come up to me and put their phone number in my pocket. So she was upset. She was upset that I was there. Upset that Robbie was there. Upset this Asian girl was there. Upset that I was bouncing out of a nightclub. She had a lot of reasons to be upset. Plus, I wanted a divorce, and she was upset because of that. And she was upset because she thought she was going to lose her citizenship. Because if you got divorced, a year before she was due to get it, you got to be married for 5 years to get her citizenship. So there's a lot of things that she was upset about. So it was, and she thought I was cheating on her, and I was abandoning her. It was abandonment and infidelity in her mind. But she could have, passes all this up by just talking to me. You know, she could have waited and wait till I woke up. I didn't hear what she was saying when I said it. You know, she could have waited. She thought I heard. I heard what she was saying, and I was ignoring her. I was ignoring her sexual advances and her talking. You know, much I was tired. I was out. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
There's been to where you're like, the lady's nudging you and, you know, trying to talk to you or trying to have sex with you, and you're out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was just wrong time for a wrong situation there.
Come on, honey, you can remind me when I wake up, okay? I'm tired of that.
Now,
You know?
we briefly talked about the time that she stabbed you with the fork. I mean, I'm the one who brought it up. That's one of the best stories that you've ever told me. Can you go ahead and tell me that story again?
Yeah, it was Brett was there, my brother Brett was there, and she got upset because he cooked some food, and I said, wow, this is really good. And she got upset because, you know, I never complimented her on her food. Well, she's a good cook too, but I never thought about complimenting her. I don't know. You know, I guess I should have got people like compliments, I guess. Do something good. But, you know, she got mad. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know where this came from, where this came from, but I don't know where it stabbed me before.
Where did she stab you at?
Either hand or leg. Yeah, the hand.
And what did you say?
I don't know. I don't remember. A long time ago. We fought, like, you know, back and forth. Arguing, fighting, pushing each other around, punching me in the face, put her, you know, in a restraint, got a restrainer. Put a straight jacket on her.
You put a straight jacket on her?
Sure does.
Yeah. Well, what kind of restraints did you use on her?
Just, you know, wrestling maneuvers.
So when
maneuvers.
it was before all this happened.
Calm down. All right.
It got to the point where you guys would actually have to restrain her because she'd be hitting you so much throughout the relationship.
We're going to take a brief intermission now. We'll come back in a few moments. Hang on.
Yep. Hello. Hello.
Hey, sorry about that.
No problem.
There's no doctor.
There's no doctor for you?
Yeah. Oh, nursing.
So
nurses come to my house every day.
They're going to come to take care of your foot?
Yeah, they come every day to human care. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
So,
Now, we were at the point where you were saying that you guys would get into... She would hit you so much, you'd actually had to start restraining her.
Yeah, she get violent. Punching in the face and stuff.
And why didn't you leave her before any of this, John?
Huh?
Why didn't you leave her before?
Well, I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, because that was, you know...
I did leave her. I did, but not there twice.
You did?
You left her twice. I left her for about like a month, stayed with my brother, and then I left her for over a year, went back to New York.
This is...
Then she would call all the time and send pictures and random photos, stuff like that, trying to get me to come back. So we got back together and reconciled and it didn't work out.
Have you ever talked to her since?
Yeah. Tired of all the violence, the anger, the fighting, and no, not really. Not really. Talked to her on the TV show once.
Yeah, but that doesn't really count.
Yeah, it wasn't a thorough TV show. We actually sat down and talked about everything.
If you had a chance to sit down and talk to her now, would you?
Yeah, I would.
What would you say?
I would basically say that, we didn't have enough, and the guidance, basically, we got too much too fast. And she was full of, lust, greed. And, I don't know. There's a lot of things we should have discussed, but we didn't.
So do you regret that you never had a chance to say some of those things to her?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, there's a big communication barrier. I mean, we're young, we know how to communicate, we needed guidance. There's a lot of parents, they help you, right? Tell you, how to handle situations. Mother's passion or priest or someone would have taught it. But we didn't. We went to her boss's house. We had, marital problems. But her bosses had her own marital problems. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we're basically talking to the wrong people. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, you walked me through the aftermath before. You told me that when you went to the hospital, you actually seen a friend. You didn't even go and seek treatment right away. You stopped and talked to a buddy of yours. Is that right?
Yeah, he worked at me at the warehouse, and he was the girl that hit me. The girl that hit me on my bike.
Right.
The guy in the hospital that was she related to him. He worked at the warehouse too. So Ken and the girl hit me, and the guy that was in the hospital I saw. I walked in there. I'm surprised you even remember this. I walked in there, and the guy was all wrapped up, and I forgot his name, but he was an Asian guy. He had a wreck on a crack racket. He was all cut up from head to toe. There were a lot of cuts and abrasions and stuff. So, he was all wrapped up like a mummy. What are you doing here? But, he was Asian and couldn't speak English that well, so.
So at what point in time did they realize that your penis was cut off and you should get some priority treatment?
What's that question?
I said, at what time did the nurses or the doctors realize that your penis was cut off and you should get some priority treatment?
Oh, well, it's Southwest. I walked in there and they said they thought I had cut my wrist. So I said, that's not where I'm cut. So somebody said, that's not where I'm cut. So I pulled on my pants. Blood's on everyone. I'm like, wow, my God.
Now, did you try and put a tourniquet around there, or how did you stop the bleeding?
Well, I just applied pressure, and then when they got me into the operating, the room, they started putting towels on me, applying pressure.
Now, what was...
my blood, and put tourniquets.
Well, walk me through...
I got pictures of all that. I got pictures of all that stuff.
Walk me through it, John. Like, what were they saying? Did they ask what happened? Did they ask where your penis was?
Yeah. But yeah, they didn't ask me all that.
What do they say?
Surgery, and then they said if they can't find it, then they would have to close it up. And I have to sit down.
So they did discuss that with you, that there was a chance that they might not find it, and what they would do? What was going through your mind, thinking, like, where could your penis be?
Sorry, but sorry, Randy. What was it?
I said, what was going through your mind when you were thinking about, like, when your penis is gone? They're telling you if we can't find it, I mean, what were you thinking? Like, you know, where could your penis be? What would you do?
Oh, yeah, the suicide part. Yeah, I thought, you know, if they didn't get it back, I was like, well, come on, this is it. I mean, they can't find it. Self-terminate. And at the point, I was kind of looking around for something, you know, and, actually, I figured about grabbing and running, but I don't know. Started that movie Velocity Papers, 1972, Charles Bronson. Charles shot that guy laying on the floor.
Right.
I don't know if you ever saw it, Velocity Papers.
No, I never seen that one.
Well, it's supposed to be mobsters, Italian mobsters that beat this guy up because he was having an affair with the head mobster's wife. Basically, they fucked him up really bad, and then cut his penis off. Laying on the floor in a fetal position, water everywhere, and he told Bronson that they didn't want to die that way. Just shoot him. So, let gun, came back and shot him.
Now, how long before you regained function in your penis after the reattachment?
2 years.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it started about 3 months later. You know, everything started working. Not. Yeah. It's kind of half-cocked, you know what I mean?
What was it?
We're working fully.
Tell me about your first sexual experience after the reattachment. What was that like for you?
Sorry, I'm going around the hospital. The first sexual experience. Some bar called Poor Joe's.
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah, I know Poor Joe's.
Yeah, you owned it. That was my first sexual experience. The Poor Joe's. From the girl named Brandy.
I didn't have.
Went back to her place, and then
I own
she was riding the pogo stick.
I own Bootleggers, John, not Poor Joe's.
Oh, Bootleggers, yeah. That's what I meant. Bootleggers.
So your first sexual experience was in my dad's bar?
Yeah. In the dad's bar. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
You didn't know that, did you?
No, I did not know that.
First sexual experience with Brandy and the dad's bar.
So what are you up to now, John? I mean, it's the 25th anniversary. What are you going to do? What do you plan? You mentioned a book, maybe doing some touring.
Yeah.
You're cutting out there, John.
I really didn't understand the story of the shot. I don't know. And I was counting on a lot of people to stand up for me, but it didn't happen that way. So, I don't know. I mean, no one else really understood it. So, how can you understand something like that? That's just analysis, right? It's about analysis. I'll explain it.
You got the phone away from your mouth there for a minute, John? You started cutting out.
Yeah, probably I'm in the Bay Area.
Okay, yeah, you're fine now. Yeah, I missed everything you just said.
Oh yeah, well, we're talking about malice. I mean, my story was hard to explain. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Hard to understand. Because it was malice. And the legal definition of malice is that it's a deep-seated, often unexplainable desire to see another person suffer harm, injury, stress, or even death to feel feelings. You know, legal definition.
Did you ever get angry that she was never committed? Like she never got in any trouble, basically. Does that ever make you angry?
Yeah, I mean, the judicial system can be wrong a lot. I mean, how many people have been wrongfully imprisoned? It's travesty. It's crazy. I mean, like, I understand. How can people go to jail and be prison or innocent? Basically says, oh yeah, you screwed up, bro, you're innocent. Oh, you already spent 20 years in prison.
Well, I mean, with you, I mean, your case was pretty, so to speak, cut and dry. You know what I'm saying, John?
Yeah, well, it was orchestrated. That's what it was. It was all playing out for Italian. Yeah. I mean, the prosecutor lost those cases. Mm-hmm. How did you lose those cases? Obviously, somebody was wrong and somebody was wrong.
Did you ever try and fight for like a retrial or anything like that? I mean, was there anything you could have done?
That's a woman. You know, when you're beautiful and you got status, you got power, that's what happens. You can persuade anybody. Judge, jury, prosecutor. No big deal. You're getting off. Do whatever you want. But anybody you want, you'll get off because you're beautiful, you're successful, you've got a lot of power and influence. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. Yeah? There's a lot of people say, oh, there's something good because you gotta, you know.
So when you...
For example, there's the lady got convicted for cutting her penis off. Her guy's penis off in 2013. She got 17 years to life for, you know, taking her husband. Her name's Kathy Becker. And her husband basically filed for divorce and reestablished a relationship with his ex-wife. So when he came home from work, she found out about that, and she found out that he did all that, and she was seeing his ex-wife. She brought his food. She made him dinner, and put some of his food. He got sitting on the bed, you know, and then she tied him up to spread eagle. His arms and legs, and then you know, pushed him out. And that's what the gun was just holding.
Now, have you ever talked to anybody else who's had their penis cut off? Has anybody, like another victim, reach out to you or anything like that? Nobody? Nobody, yeah.
There's any other person that happened to him. I mean, the guy who had his fingers cut off with the gun was supposed that he was going to survive, but, you know, he wants to remain anonymous. You know?
Well, I mean, you're, like I said, you're the only one I know that's ever gotten a righty out of it.
Well, I don't know, I think I have the mission now to start with the victimized, you know, not only the perpetrator, but the justice system and the media. You know, and I've been victimized not only by Lorena, the boss, the prosecutor, the justice system, and the media. You know, still today, because she still says hiding behind the wall of lies. She won't basically tell people, no, she did it because they did it. She did it because she was heartbroken.
It's a crazy thing, John. Like I said, I've never seen someone who was a victim in a crime be portrayed as the villain in a situation like it was for years. And it had to do some damage to your mental psyche. I mean, you know, like I said, it's 25 years later and you're still got to go through it. I mean, every anniversary that comes up, I got to...
Well, I So I handled it well, and I understand. You understand everything that transpired. I really didn't understand. It kind of confused me for a while there, and I finally got a grasp on the reality of the whole thing and how it all went down and why it failed. So I mean, it's just a level of understanding, I guess. Yeah.
Now, what is it like when a key anniversary like this comes up? I mean, 25 years later, does it make you start thinking about things, start remembering, or going over it? Does it put you in a depression?
Well, it's a lot of things, like, dating people, and you kind of attract the wrong kind of girls and got in trouble, later on. That's the case. I'm trying to stay away from, the wrong kind of people. And being surrounded by good people. That's a problem. People out there have problems, issues, mental disorders, anger issues, and ulterior motives, people full of greed, trying to ride somebody's coattails, like a lot of sports stars and celebrities. They get involved with these, people, and they try to take advantage of, take advantage.
Now, I definitely know what you mean. Now, let me ask you what is it like from being on every newspaper, every magazine, all over the TV, then going back to trying to live your life? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sorry about that. Can you say that again?
So what's it like from being all over the newspapers, all over every magazine, all over the TV? I mean, being known worldwide. What's it like trying to go back to having a normal life after all that?
Well, I went back to having a normal life. I worked, with school, and with construction, and drove trucks. And I went back to a normal life. But I guess there's a lot to learn from this. Yeah. And I think I can explain it now, more thoroughly than I could have back then.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that, the important thing is basically getting a really good book written.
Yeah, getting the book out, getting your side of the story, getting all the details out would be fantastic. I understand.
That would be a good time. That would be a good time to come out with it.
25 years later.
Yeah.
I understand you're thinking about doing a documentary as well as of you looking for the forest ferns treasure.
Yeah. There's some treasure, yeah. Yeah, that's another story. Another story. It's interesting, though. Have you ever looked it up? The forest fern thing?
Just from the stuff that you've told me and the things that you've shown me.
Yeah. You didn't Google it?
Like I said, it was mostly from what you've shown me. I mean, I looked it up after you told me about it. I'd never heard of it until you told me that you were looking for it.
A lot of online videos, YouTube videos about the treasure chest. I would suggest go to a gypsy's chest. They have like a daily, show about the treasure chest. And this guy's a former naval intelligence officer hosting the show, and he's out searching. There's a lot of people searching, but they do, videos, and they do like question and answer stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it sounds pretty interesting, and I'd love to watch a documentary of you trying to find it.
I'm surprised no one saw it yet.
Well, you're the guy for it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Now, people want to follow up with you, John. They want to know more about you. Do you do social media? Do you have like Twitter or Facebook or anything like that?
Yeah, Facebook, Twitter. Get hold of me on John Bobbitt. But I show or anything.
No, I just meant like like your own social media, like how you can look up a band or you could look up whoever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, John Wayne Bobbitt. Yeah.
I bet, especially now. I mean, you're back in the headlines. I bet you people are coming out of the woodwork to talk to you and ask you all kinds of things.
Yeah. Well, there was a Japanese restaurant, and down the hall, Lorena came up. That was with the Japanese waiter says, yeah, we call Lorena. Her nickname is Chop Suey Wee. Chop Suey Wee. Chop Suey Wee.
Now, have you ever gone through and seen all the John Wayne Bobbitt or Lorena jokes or the songs or the numerous parodies that are out there? Did you ever go through all that shit?
Yeah, a lot of funny jokes, man. Well, Lorena, got a lot of scrutiny and she couldn't handle the press and all that stuff. She wanted to get away, and she decided to move to Russia. Which she was going to become immigration, get her paperwork done, and they said, well, you have to change your name,
Right.
And she said, well, okay. But they said, well, you move to Russia, you have to change your name to Lorena Kitschikova. That's okay. It's good, huh?
Yeah, is that right?
Vodka. Yeah, it's a vodka. And
I'm sure you can do a whole stand-up set of just Lorena and John jokes, dick jokes.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of jokes. I believe that is actually kind of full comedy, a stand-up comedy routine. Yeah, this comedy is after, the mid-90s, but I mean, I'm not sure. Probably had a lot of fun pursuing the comedy career.
Your buddy Ron Jeremy's on tour right now doing stand-up.
Really?
Yep.
I'll take your stand because I get stumped all the time. Difficult time. Figured all that heckling and bombing. The tough gig, man. That one-on-one, that one. You're up there by yourself. No cameras, no director, no stuntmen. Somebody phone cut. Yeah.
Well, I think it'd be interesting if you went up there and did something like what you were saying, how you wanted to do like what Mike Tyson did, where you go up and you tell your story, you bring up shit that happened, and you add some jokes in the middle of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you tell a story with detailed, basically pictures, and go through the whole storyline. That'd be great. That'd be interesting.
So that's something we could expect to see this year?
Yeah, we want get that all formatted and get that, do that HBO special. Yeah, that'd be good. I think Mike Tyson did it. Yeah, they probably do a really good job. Explaining it. Like he did.
Yeah, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed Mike Tyson's special, and then he did the tour as well afterwards, where he went around and did some stuff that wasn't on the show.
Like he got charged with that rape. What was her name?
Robin Gibbons.
Robin Gibbons? Yeah. I don't believe that he raped her.
No, I think that wasn't that his wife anyway.
Huh?
Wasn't Robin Gibbons his wife at the time, or his girlfriend?
I don't know. I don't know. I believe that. I think she made it up.
Another case of a spiteful woman.
All the time. Yeah, I'll check in on that. Yeah. I don't believe never been charged with it before. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
All the time prison because of a false rape charge.
Well, John, I appreciate your time. I enjoyed speaking with you. There was a lot of stuff you filled me in on, and I'm looking forward to seeing your touring show.
Yeah. Got article coming out with Vanity Fair next week, and then I think I'm doing a 22-inch special in a couple of weeks. I don't know if it's going to air.
Well, I understand you're going to do a press tour, right? You're going to do some radio, some TV, things like that, right?
Yeah, somebody to schedule all that. Just put me on a radio tour. Yeah, we can agree.
Get back on Howard Stern again?
Yeah, I got a lot to talk to him about it. Yeah.
Perfect. All right, John. I wish you the best. I wish you the best of luck, man. What's that?
Sorry, you didn't talk about the Bunny Ranch.
The Bunny Ranch. Let's bring that up now before I let you go, then, for sure. Do you and Dennis Hop still talk or no?
No, I like the Bunny Ranch. Got along with it really well, but I think I had legal problems, so I had to leave. And he got kind of sent to I took one of his girls with me, so.
Desiree, right?
But, yeah, well, Desiree, yeah. But he, it's kind of like a family, because you spend a lot of time with each other with the ranch with all the girls and the new owners, and, you're always welcome back,
Now, he was actually so angry with you that you were supposed to be on that Celebrity Boxing, and he trained Joy Buttafuoco to fight you. Is that right?
Right. That was my wife, Joanne, yeah. She got fat because of her girlfriend. Alicia. She was showing me her boobs. And she got mad because of that. And she had thought I was having an affair with her. So she prevented me from going to see the fight by blocking me. And then she called the cops and said, that I did something to her. I did. She pretty much set me up to let me up go.
Do you think you would have beat up Joey Buttafuoco if you would have had a chance to fight him that day?
Yeah. Yeah, would have beat him up pretty bad. He had no form, no control. He was all over the place.
Well, he ended up fighting China, right?
Yeah, I'm a Marine, so, different. Fast and strong, and they have a lot of punching power. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
There's just a lot more accuracy, a lot more speed. Yeah, I was going to train for it, so I was ready. It would have been a good show.
What was your role?
We've been bouncing all over the place.
What was your role at the Bunny Ranch? What were you like just like a host?
Bartender, host, speeder, little driver. I took care of the girls, drove them around, collected money from the clients, and introduced the girls to the customers coming in. They hit the bell and they line up and they're sexy outfits and introduce the clients to the girls, and then go to the bar and serve drinks and
See, what I don't understand was I remember that time. I mean, that's when I came out to see you, and I remember when we got there, I drove home with you. I don't remember why was Dennis so angry though. I mean, all you did was just leave.
Well, he's the boss. He's like, always, just more like intimidation, power, control. I'm not about that, he owns a lot of brothels. It's successful. He's just building a new one out here in Nevada. Come on. Yeah. Heavy place that's out there. Heavy place.
Is there any chance you might work for Dennis again?
Well, I don't. I don't know.
Have you talked to him?
I don't think so. I'll probably go out and visit him, hang out, go to dinner with him, if that works for him. Yeah. Not that I don't want to, but just move down to bigger and better things.
Have you talked to him since then, or no?
No, not really. I should go up and reach out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it would be kind of cool to put some closure on that circumstance between the two of you back then.
Yeah. All right. They're calling me to go to the appointment.
All right, John. Thanks for your time, man.
All right.
Take care.
All right, man.